So my name is Ruth Ramsey. I'm born and bred in Bristol. My art form is carnival arts, and I got into carnival arts when, after leaving university, I was looking for a kind of creative opportunity, and Carnival were advertising a job for a lead artist, so I went for it and I managed to get the position. Later on I kind of took up the position of camps and education coordinator, and that involved a lot of producing education packs for Carnival, as well as delivering all the costume and the dance side of things. And ever since that, I've just been hooked on Carnival.
So Ruth, you're painting our model, and what's this about? What's going on here?
We're getting ready for Jouvert.
Jouvert?
Jouvert.
And what's Jouvert?
So Jouvert is what a lot of people call dirty carnival or dirty mass.
Mm-hmm.
And it literally is a carnival before the main kind of carnival event, which is known as pretty mass, where people dress up in all their pretty feathers and stuff. This is the dirty part of Carnival.
Right. And Winston, how does it feel to be painted black and rubbed up?
Feels nice.
It feels good. I'm sure you would say so. So Ruth, what's the origins of Jouvert?
So Jouvert is a kind of carnival tradition that started on, well, people believe it started in Trinidad, but it's celebrated on quite a few of the Caribbean islands. And the word Jouvert literally means dawn or daybreak, because it was a kind of mini carnival or a carnival before the big event of Carnival that celebrated in the middle of the night leading up to morning.
Right. And why the black?
The black, it's believed that there was an uprising in Port of Spain in Trinidad, and it is said that the people who took part, the enslaved Africans who took part, covered themselves in black because they wanted to disguise themselves so they wouldn't be recognised as being part of the riot.
So instead of masks, we have black paint.
We have black. Well, they used to actually use oil. Oil, dirt, anything that they could find, because obviously back then paint wasn't really the thing, so anything that they could find, it tended to be oil.
And what other colours are there? Are there other colours that people use?
Yeah, you've got, so the character that Winston's being daubed now is called a jab, or a jab, which just means a devil, through the devil character. But you get blue devils, you get red devils, they come in all different colours.
Right.
But black is the original.
And Winston, you've been part of Carnival and part of our programme in quite a few different ways. How does this feel to be painted and rubbed up?
It's cool, man. It's like, for me, it's one of the best parts of Carnival, Jouvert morning. It's when the party really goes off. And I've never actually painted myself before. I've seen people painted at Jouvert. I didn't know what it was.
Right.
So through this experience, I've actually learned more about our Caribbean culture.
Yeah. And what's your experience of Jouvert? You said you've been part of a Jouvert.
So my family are from Leeds, and they do a big carnival up there. And Jouvert mornings, when we have a massive van full of loads of speakers, and it just goes round at like dawn break, and people come out of their houses in pyjamas and start partying. It's cool.
And when you say they party, what do they get up to?
We follow the van around and we dance hard. You know what we get up to, Edson.
Well, I haven't had the pleasure to do a full-on Jouvert. I must admit, I have been Jouverting on my own, but when I'm dressed up in blue, people just thought I was a smooth. Yeah. So I guess it's great that we actually get a fuller understanding of the tradition.
Mm-hmm.
So Ruth, you've been involved with Carnival for many years in different ways.
Yeah.
Does Bristol have a Jouvert tradition?
No, we don't, and actually it's something that I'd be looking to actually bring about, because I think it's actually really important, especially to kind of give it some sort of historical context, which I think is really important to keep our history alive.
Do you see us then bringing Jouvert to Bristol?
I think it needs to come. I mean, the thing is, it's a really kind of easy thing to do, and I'm pretty sure once people recognise the value of it, people want to get involved.
So I also understand that it's a time when people really get to let loose and play around with different ways of being, different identities, and get really quite wild.
Yeah, definitely get wild. And I think because people can't really recognise you, you kind of lose your inhibitions even more once you're playing mass, and then yeah, you really kind of go for it.
So you might even have Boris Johnson doing Jouvert.
There you go.
So we talk about Trinidad and Grenada. We know that they've got very strong Jouvert traditions and so on. Does Jamaica have a festival tradition?
Yeah, but their festival tradition is not that old.
Right.
Yeah, theirs is probably in the last couple of decades that they've kind of really got into the whole kind of carnival scene. If you're looking at kind of the kind of leaders of carnival in the Caribbean, you probably are looking at Trinidad and Tobago.
So Ruth, does Bristol have its own carnival tradition?
Bristol?
Yeah, does Bristol have its carnival tradition?
We've got St Paul's Carnival.
Right. And does that have a Jouvert?
No, it doesn't have a Jouvert.
Why is that?
Why?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think maybe it's because the way that our carnival came about is kind of directed where we are now with it. So it didn't kind of come about through a lot of traditional carnivals. It came about through kind of community leaders getting together and wanting to bring people together. It actually only became an African Caribbean event. I think it was in the 80s, around the time of the riots.
I think 1983, I think there was
Yeah.
a change, wasn't there? What are we doing now?
So I'm just, when this was kind of first kind of instigated, people would use black crude oils, but obviously we can't use that on Winston because it would end up being quite toxic to his body. So we're using black paints, but to give him that kind of buff, that kind of shine, we're just going to add some oil to him. Right, so what we'd like to do with our skeleton, I think we'd like to attach him there just to kind of pay homage to our ancestors, remembering our departed. Let's have a look. I'm going to try the hat on you now, Winston.
Okay.
Yeah, you're definitely ready for Jouvert.
And I guess it's really important to think that when the enslaved were doing Jouvert, they weren't trying to conjure up devils, but it was a time for people to just play with different kinds of energies. So it's not devil worship,
No.
but it's about a chance to just free up your energy and play with different kinds of stuff, isn't it?
Exactly,
Yeah.
yep.
It's got a very old, also because it originated in France, then it has a really old tradition, and it's one of the great examples of how people from Africa have kind of taken on, appropriated, changed, translated all these forms.
Mm.
Yeah.